This is an updated video to show teachers how to sign up to Tinkercad and how to sign all your classes up as well. So for the teacher sign up, you need to go to tinkercad.com, and then if you click sign up, and then you need to click educator start here. So if you click this, then you've got to continue to make an educator account, and so you've just got to certify that you're a teacher and say that you agree. And then from here you've got these options for signing in. So if you've got a school Google account, it makes a lot of sense to use this option. Then you don't have a separate username and password. Or you can click more sign-in options, and then if you've got a Microsoft school email, then you could use that as well. Alternatively, you could just sign in and with your own email and make your own email and password. So that is the first step of what you need to do to create your account. So you can see here I've signed into Tinkercad, and the first thing that you need to do is you need to go into this icon in the top right hand corner and click it, and then if you go down to profile and click that, and then this is the bit where you need to self-certify as a teacher. If you scroll down here, you'll see it says how will you use Tinkercad, and you need to change this to teacher. Now you'll see I've got something that says classrooms at the top. Yours, that won't be there on yours until you go and click teacher and then you save your changes. So to make a class, it's very simple. You just click create new class here, and you put the class name in, and then you fill this other information about the grades and about the subjects that you've got there. That doesn't really make any difference to the way that Tinkercad behaves, but you do need to put something in there. If you can't see this page, then you can click on your profile on the top right, and you can go to My Classes and it will take you to this page. So let's have a look now at how we can set the children up in Tinkercad. So I'm going to go into one of my classes, and you'll see it says class code, and I'm going to put this class code up here. So there are two ways really. You can give them the link and put the link into Google Classroom, Teams, Seesaw, something like that. But essentially it sends them back to the same place, does this. So I would just put this link somewhere on the board where the children can see it, and I copy this. I'm going to copy this code for now so that I don't have to come backwards and forwards to find this, but just leave this on the board for the children. What the children then do is they go to tinkercad.com. So if I just jump back to where I was here, so if my child goes, one of my students goes to tinkercad.com, they click sign up, and it says students join a class. So if they click students join a class, it asks them to put the code in, so that will be the code that was on the board. If you put the link in, it's still going to ask you for this code, so I don't really see the point of doing that. So I'm just going to click go to my class, and now it asks how would I like to join. Now the first option is to join using one of these providers down here. So if the children have got Google accounts or Microsoft accounts, then all they need to do is click that, and then it will join them. So if you see I'm signed into a practice Google account here, one of our training accounts. So if I click on this, it just signs me in. Because I'm already signed in, it says which user have you got. I click on it, click continue, and then I'm in. And so that's how I get there. So that's how a child joins. Now what if you do not have Google or Microsoft accounts for your children to use to log in? Well, in that case, then the children can use a nickname. So what they would do here is they click students with the class code, put the code in just like before, and when they get to this screen, they're going to join with a nickname. Now, how do you set those nicknames up? So if I just go back here as a teacher, then I can add students here, and you'll see that I can type a student in here. So if I've got somebody called Deirdre Smith, I put that in and it generates a username for me there. And I can paste a list of student names in to get lots of them all at once. And so that's how they would actually join if they do not have a Google account. or a Microsoft account. So the last thing is, that's how the children join in the first place. So the last thing I want to show you is what happens in the next lesson. So subsequently, how do the children log in from that point onwards? So the next week, when the children don't need to actually join the class, they just need to log in. The easiest ones are for Google and Microsoft accounts. So the children just go to tinkercad.com and they click login, and then down here they'll click student accounts, and then they can click sign in with Google, or they can click sign in with Microsoft, and then that just signs them in. It's worth saying that they don't need to put students with a class code. They don't need to do that bit anymore. They just click there and then they're straight in. However, if you don't have Google accounts or Microsoft accounts, then when you get to this stage, you will need to sign them in with a nickname. And so to sign them in with a nickname, they will need to click students with a class code, and then we'll put the code in, and then it will ask them for their nickname, and then they can sign in that way. So if you don't want them to do that, what you could do is you could make sure that they can always access the direct link to your classroom, and then it will ask them for a nickname. So in order to do that, what you would do, you would go to your pupil class code and put this link somewhere where the children can find it. So if I just come up here and paste this, when they click on this link, it will say join with a nickname, and they don't need to put the class code in. So that's the best thing to do if you don't have Google or Microsoft accounts.